Hey, what's up, guys? Nick here.
Andrew.
We're gonna recap what happened on Raw last night.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
It was chock full of everything.
It was an amazing Raw.
It was great programming.
Yeah, but we'll get right down to the point at the beginning when Hulk Hogan announces a big announcement for WrestleMania, a 30-man over the top Andre the Giant Battle Royale.
That's gonna be awesome.
I think it's great, to like memorialize a guy like Andre the Giant. I mean, he's a legend. He's one of the all-time greats. He was undefeated until Hulk Hogan, beat him, and he deserves to be a part of the biggest WrestleMania in history, which is WrestleMania 30. And since he can't be there physically, might as well put him in there spiritually and memorialize him in some way. And I can't think of a better way than do a 30-man battle royale.
Yeah, 30-man for WrestleMania 30. That's great.
And think about it. There's a lot of guys that probably would never get on WrestleMania that are going to be able to have a WrestleMania moment in the battle royale.
Yeah.
Like, we'll probably get guys in there like, the Zack Ryders and, cause some of the guys that are considered quote-unquote jobbers that you don't see on TV anymore, and they're going to make their WrestleMania moment in the battle royale. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome.
Good for the company.
Yeah.
During that, John Cena comes out. John Cena says that he wants to be the first person to sign up for it.
Yep.
And then he's interrupted by the good old Wyatts.
Yeah, which was a great. Sorry, guys, I'm going to move my chair. Which was a really great segment. I mean, the promos we're going to get from Cena and Wyatt are unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, just like John Cena, people can say what they want, but John Cena is a great talker. People always talk a lot about John Cena, and I don't really understand why, because the guy's great all around. Despite the fact that he doesn't, he's not like,
he's not a badass.
Yeah, but he's great in the ring. He cuts some of the best promos out there. I mean, him and Daniel Bryan had some of the greatest promo segments. Him and Randy Orton would pretty much him, not so much Randy Orton, had a great promo segment. But anyways, they were talking, and Bray's talking to Riddle again, and John Cena calls him out.
Yeah.
But no, my favorite part before that is when John Cena made fun of him and started singing the Jimmy Buffett song to him because it was Hawaiian shirts. It's so great.
Started singing Margaritaville.
Yeah.
That's great.
But John Cena said he wants Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 30.
And they waited until later on in the night to
announce it. But Bray accepts. We're gonna skip ahead. Bray does accept the challenge. So we are gonna get Bray Wyatt versus John Cena at WrestleMania 30. Also, we have the 30-man battle royale, and there's another match, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that went on.
There's
in
a
this
lot of
Raw.
WrestleMania 30 going.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. My head is still spinning. I was texting him because he didn't get to watch it live. He was at work, and that's why we're posting a video a little later. And I just kept texting him, do not read the results. I was like, this Raw is insane right now. And I made sure he knew not to look at anything until he watched it. So he got home right away and watched it.
Yep.
And I asked him, how crazy was it? He was like, it was nuts.
It was insane. It was the craziest Raw I've seen in a while.
Yeah. I mean, last week's Raw was kind of but this week's...
They stepped it up 100%.
How about with Paul Heyman and Undertaker?
That was great.
It was great.
I mean, the Undertaker coming out in general was just awesome. And then Paul Heyman back and forth with the Undertaker.
Yeah, that's the beauty thing about Brock Lesnar. He needs to owe his life to Heyman because Brock Lesnar doesn't do any talking. He doesn't have to promote any of his fights. You got a guy as amazing as Paul Heyman.
Yeah. He
doesn't have to do anything. That's awesome.
And then. That was another thing. Paul Heyman and Undertaker talked about everything. And basically the Undertaker said Brock has no chance.
Yeah, and he's will rest in peace. Which is going to be great. I mean,
I would have shit my pants if I heard that.
Yeah. I mean, I really hope they don't end the streak with Lesnar. Because I'm such a huge Taker fan. I really do love the Undertaker. And I love Brock, too. I'm really excited for this matchup. I mean, now I'm beyond stoked for this match. But I really want to see them keep carrying the Undertaker streak. Me and Andrew both have ideas of guys we'd like to see end the streak. I'd like to see a guy like Bray Wyatt, a guy who can take that momentum and run with it throughout his whole entire career because he's so young. And who did you say you wanted?
I'd want someone like Kane.
Yeah.
Kane and the Undertaker have always had their huge feuds, and I mean, being brothers, it's only right that the one takes out the other.
Yeah, which I have never watched a Kane and Undertaker match that I didn't like. So
Yeah.
And especially like their feud a couple years ago when they did the Hell in a Cell match and Paul Bearer turned. I mean, it was great. And then their Buried Alive match. I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff between Undertaker and Kane. But yeah, mine would be Bray Wyatt. His would be Kane. Either one of them I'd be happy with. But yeah, I mean, will we ever see the Undertaker streak end? Probably not. From what I'm hearing, this is his last WrestleMania. Hopefully it's not true. I would like to see two more out of him.
I'd like to see him come back.
Yeah, I would love, because I feel like there's a couple guys he needs to wrestle still. I still think they need that WrestleMania moment with him and Cena. And I don't really know. I guess the 30 spot would have to be one of the guys that we want.
Yeah.
Bray or Kane. But yeah, anyways, it's going to be a great match. Whatever the outcome is, you expect an amazing match at WrestleMania 30 between Lesnar and The Undertaker.
So then they talked more about the whole Shield thing.
Yes.
Kane kind of came at them and told them that they're not performing.
Yeah. I have a theory. After I was watching that promo, and, tell me if you feel the same way. I feel like they're not going to split the Shield up. And I feel like the Shield's going to turn a face turn.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because they said, and I'm not saying there will be a triple threat match at WrestleMania, but they've said that they're only going to do one triple threat match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're going to go with the plan we talk about later tonight, then the Shield won't break up yet.
That's true.
And from the promo segment, why would they go against the Authority? And this is just what I'm gathering. I just feel like maybe the Shield's going to do a somewhat of a face turn. I mean, they have a strong enough fan base that they're going to go with them no matter what. And I don't think the fans want to see the Shield gone yet.
From when I saw that Kane was talking to him and the way he was talking to him, it kind of made me feel like they were going to do a handicap match against Kane at WrestleMania.
That would be sweet. Yeah.
Which we were talking about having Kane have a good match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They've been having him more and more on live TV and WWE Live on the network. Yeah. He's been wrestling a lot.
And he looks awesome. I mean, have you guys ever seen Kane look as good?
Not since when he was younger. He hasn't looked this good in a long time. I
mean, I've every week I always think of a new match that I want to see Kane. And this week I really want to see Kane and Sheamus at WrestleMania 30.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of them are they'll put on a street fight or something, some crazy gimmick match would be so sick. Yeah. But even Kane, I do like the idea of a Kane to 3-1 handicap against the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
I've also said before I wanted to see Triple H and Kane versus Daniel Bryan in a 2-on-1 handicap. There's just a lot of cool things you can do with Kane because he is an authority figure.
Yeah.
But I just really hope they don't drop the ball because they've been doing really good with WrestleMania 30.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give us a Kane match.
Which next on the list, let's talk about the Yes Movement. And how big of a presence it had tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Bryan comes out, he's talking, and he's pretty much he's embracing the whole Twitter feud, the Raw hijack. Mm-hmm. He's embracing it, which is it's so good that people think they can always outsmart the WWE. You can't. Okay, the WWE was genius. They took something that was going to be detrimental to them last week in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they told them that CM Punk was going to show up, and they gave us Paul Heyman, which was it was amazing by Heyman, amazing. And then they embraced the Raw hijack that night by having Daniel Bryan mention it, and then Daniel Bryan continued it this Monday with the Occupy Raw.
Mm-hmm.
He gathered people from the crowd, everybody wearing the Yes Movement t-shirt, and filled them in the ring. I mean, how many people do you think were in there?
They're probably close to 100.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people, and they were just sitting in the ring. It was so cool to see that.
Yeah.
And to see that the WWE does listen to us. And the fact that they're giving us what we want now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever the outcome is, it is what it is. But they're giving us what we want. They're giving us because Triple H is going to put Bryan over.
Mm-hmm. So Bryan put the stipulation on. He said, "I'll get out of the ring as long as you agree to fight me, Triple H."
Yep.
So Triple H and Stephanie come out and they're fuming.
Yeah. Triple H is so good at this.
even Stephanie.
Stephanie was awesome.
Stephanie was just like her father.
Yeah.
In the fact that she just started yelling at everyone to get out of the ring.
Yeah, and it was like, I almost got out of the room because I was so scared. Stephanie and Triple H, I texted my brother during this segment, and I just told him, I was like, I love them two together.
Yeah.
I mean, they really bring, like, when they play the bad guy, they do it so well. I mean, Triple H's ultimate goal when he was younger is to be the ultimate heel.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he pretty much is right now.
Yeah, and he's doing awesome at it. I mean, I love the authority angle. At first, I was kind of like, this is getting annoying. The more and more it keeps happening, the more and more I love it. I love the authority, and I hope they stick with it for a little while now.
Yeah, because, I mean, it is getting better. Because
they're finally starting to catch. Because at first, you could kind of tell when the authority angle was happening. Even Vince said it. There's 1 week Stephanie and Triple H are babyface, and then there's 1 week they're heels. You got to embrace one and run with it.
You got to keep the heel.
Yeah, and they embrace the heel factor, and they're running with it, and they're making it awesome.
Because there was no better heel than Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he's the best. I mean, seriously, but look what they've done with the authority angle. They brought in guys like Kane. They have the Shield. You know, every once in a while they bring the Shield in still as their hounds.
Yep.
And like they're just making it great. Like, you know, like when they want something done, Kane, come out here, and then Kane starts, you know, wreaking havoc. You know, screwing Daniel Bryan. You know, they're doing it right. They're making the fans pissed off, and they're pulling an ultimate heel. They're doing awesome. But now Daniel Bryan does a great babyface move, very Stone Cold-esque, and goes for it.
Yep. He hijacks the ring. Triple H gets in.
Yeah, he does.
He flips, he blows a gasket, and he says, "You want to fight? You have it. You have it." And then Daniel Bryan, on top of that, I'll let you do it because he's your boy.
Daniel Bryan pretty much says, "All right, you gave me one part, but I have more." And Triple H, like, he looks like he's gonna punch everybody in the crowd in the face. He's like, if I beat you at WrestleMania, and I'm thinking if he beats him, like, yeah, he'll get a title shot later on at like Extreme Rules. He's like, if I beat you, I insert myself into the main event of WrestleMania 30, into a triple threat match against Batista and Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight title. And Triple H goes, you know what? You got it. He goes, you want it, you got it. And then that's it, right there. Triple H is getting carried away by security, about to rip Daniel Bryan's head off, giving us a great promo for WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan and Triple H.
Yeah, and I think it was a great move what Triple H said during his promo when he said, "You know, Bryan, the reason that you didn't get your title shots and everything, is because we were protecting you."
Yep.
He's like,
I love that.
I think it was great.
Yeah, because it's not like it's because a lot of times their trends this year have been they make a good storyline and then they drop it. Like, I'm still really upset that we never seen Triple H and the Big Show this year. They had such a great feud going on and then dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they're still keeping with this Daniel Bryan angle about Triple H screwing them, and they're bringing it back up. So the storyline didn't go anywhere. Yeah. It's now rebuilding and it's continuing. I like that because they had a trend this year. They make good storylines and then they drop the ball.
Yep.
They're really picking up the pieces coming into the road to WrestleMania, and it's really making for an awesome WrestleMania season.
Yeah, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But the main event for Raw was a tag team match.
Yes, which was a good match.
It was a very good match.
Yeah. I love the Big Show. I love Daniel Bryan. I love Bautista. There's no O's in his name. And then I'm not gonna lie, I love Randy Orton. I just don't love him as champion.
No, he's not a good champ. But that was a great match.
Yes.
Everyone put on great performances. Yep. But one match that we didn't talk about yet that was really good was the Shield
versus the Rhodes Brothers.
Versus the Rhodes Brothers.
Yeah, and I loved that they let Seth Rollins get the pin.
Yeah.
Because Seth Rollins is so freaking good, and he's so underutilized with the fact that there's feud between Dean and Roman.
Yeah.
No offense, Seth. And I think Roman Reigns is the star of the team, but Seth Rollins has more talent than anybody in that team. Yeah. That dude's a high flyer. He can do anything, and he's great. He sells it, too.
And he proved it towards the end of the match. Yeah. When it was just him and Cody Rhodes in the...
Cody Rhodes is no joke.
Cody Rhodes is great.
Yes.
Cody Rhodes is great. Seth Rollins is great. And they just went back and forth, pinning, back and forth pinning. It was great. The Shield pulled it out. Yep. Which kind of solidified what we were saying, that they're going to keep them together.
That's what I think, because, like, why would they... Because, like, the tension's kind of slowly gone down.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. It's not really there too much. The only thing I asked they just take the belt away from Dean Ambrose,
which might happen.
I don't know. Are you watching tonight?
I'm gonna be watching tonight.
Okay. By the way, everybody tonight, at 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock on WWE Network, they have main event. It's live. If you didn't watch it last week was really fun. They had Kane versus Daniel Bryan, and then the main event was the Usos versus Los Matadors for the tag team titles. This week is even better. You get Mark Henry versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE U.S. title. Okay? Then you get AJ Lee versus Natalya for the Divas title. Will we see any title changes? I don't know, but I'm really pulling for Mark Henry. I think he can bring some legitimacy back to the U.S. title. I think it'd be really cool to see him feud with Big E Langston since they're buddies.
Yeah.
And maybe we can unify those two belts because I know they've talked about that in the past. But if not, it'd be nice to see a guy who has the time and is not trapped in another storyline to defend the U.S. title. Because let's be honest here, it's not really Dean Ambrose's fault the U.S. title hasn't been defended. The dude's in one of the top factions in the WWE and in WWE history. Yeah. It's really hard to take him out of that storyline to insert him into a useless
match.
A useless match that maybe no one cares about. Let's take that away. Let's give it to Mark Henry, a guy who has a lot of time on his hands.
Have the U.S. title mean something again.
Yeah, exactly. Have him build some legitimacy back to the title. Maybe pull a heel turn. Who knows? But there could be some really cool stuff with Mark Henry as U.S. title. We could probably see the title getting defended a lot. So let's see what happens. Tune in to main event tonight at 7 o'clock. WWE Network. If you miss it, they replay it all the time on WWE Network. I think I've seen main event with Kane and Bryan 100 times already. Yeah. And if you don't have WWE Network, just wait till tomorrow. It still is on Ion Television at 8 o'clock. Watch it. And again, we have no association with the WWE.
No.
We're just helping you guys out.
We just like the WWE.
Yeah, exactly. The WWE Network is a lot of fun. Anybody who hasn't done it, check it out again. I watch it every single night. To be honest with you, every night before I go to bed, it's streaming. Yeah.
But I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I mean, Raw was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was so happy. Because not that the last couple Raws have been weak, but there's been really strong moments of the Raws up to the past week. Like, the Heyman promo last week, Brock Lesnar getting stabbed in the hand with a pen. But this week,
we haven't had a Raw where from beginning to end was just non-stop action.
I mean, like, they're really making WrestleMania 30. And we told you guys that WrestleMania 30 was going to be awesome.
Yep.
And they're making us look good right now.
Yeah. WrestleMania 30 is amping up to be one of the best that we've seen in a long time.
And I don't know if Daniel Bryan will walk out WWE champion at WrestleMania 30, but they are giving us what we want, and this is a major title shot. And we'll see what happens.
Because
I still think Batista's walking out.
As we get closer to WrestleMania, we'll put out our prediction video.
As of right now, because I just really think they're high on Batista, I still believe Batista walks out WWE World Heavyweight title champion. Doesn't mean that's going to be my prediction come WrestleMania time. We still got another 2 to 3 weeks. So a lot could change. We all got to see what happens during the Raw and SmackDown storylines. So we'll see.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Gold dust.